Life has a way of surprising us. Sometimes those surprises come in the form of victories, joys, and successes that remind us of our potential and purpose. But other times, life brings us to our knees, breaking us in ways we never imagined. It can be a sudden loss, a devastating failure, or a betrayal that leaves us questioning everything we thought we knew about ourselves and the world around us. In those moments, it can feel like the end, like there's no way forward and no hope of recovery. But let me tell you today, brokenness is not the end. In fact, it is the starting point for something greater than you can comprehend right now. When something breaks, it doesn't lose its value. A shattered vase, when restored, carries a story. Its cracks become a testament to its history, to what it has endured and overcome. Your life is no different. The moments that break you are the very moments that prepare you for a new beginning. Think about a seed. It looks lifeless, insignificant even, but when it is planted in the soil, it is broken open. That breaking is necessary for the seed to grow into a strong tree that bears fruit and offers shade. Without the breaking, the seed's potential remains locked inside, never realized. Your brokenness serves the same purpose. It may feel like an end, but it is actually the start of your transformation. Pain has a way of stripping away what no longer serves you. It removes the superficial, the unnecessary, and the comfortable things that keep you from fully stepping into who you were meant to be. When life breaks you, it creates an opportunity to rebuild, to reimagine, and to renew. It is in your brokenness that you discover your inner strength, your resilience, and your capacity to rise again. The journey of brokenness is not easy. It often feels isolating and overwhelming. But if you take a moment to step back and reflect, you will see that some of the most significant transformations in nature and in life come from a process of breaking. Take the butterfly, for example. Before it can soar with its beautiful wings, it must endure the breaking of its cocoon. The struggle it faces to emerge is not an obstacle, it is a necessary process that gives it the strength to fly. When you face moments of brokenness, the temptation is to focus on what you've lost or what you can no longer do. But this mindset keeps you trapped in despair. Instead, shift your perspective. Look at what remains and what can be rebuilt. What new possibilities can emerge from the pieces of your life? It is in this reframing that you begin to understand that brokenness is not about destruction, but about preparation. Every broken piece of your life holds a story, a lesson, and a purpose. Those pieces, when placed in the hands of resilience and faith, can create something even more beautiful than what existed before. Think about mosaics. They are made from shattered fragments of glass or stone, yet they come together to form masterpieces. Your life can become that masterpiece if you allow the breaking to shape you rather than defeat you. History is full of individuals who rose from the ashes of their brokenness to achieve greatness. Their stories remind us that our lowest points are not our final destinations. They are turning points. They are moments when we are forced to confront who we are and who we want to become. The most successful, compassionate, and impactful people often have stories of brokenness at their core. Why? Because brokenness teaches you humility. It reminds you of your humanity and connects you to others who are also navigating their own challenges. In those moments when life seems unbearable, it is essential to hold on to hope. Hope is the spark that lights the way forward. It whispers to you that there is still more to come, that the story isn't over yet. And that hope, when nurtured, grows into a determination that fuels your journey toward healing and growth. The truth is, you cannot avoid brokenness in life. It is an inevitable part of the human experience. But you can choose how you respond to it. You can let it defeat you, or you can let it transform you. The choice is yours. Will you remain in the rubble of what was, or will you rise and build something new? Remember, the moments that break you are not meant to define you, they are meant to refine you. They strip away the excess and reveal the core of who you truly are. And it is from that core that you can rebuild stronger and more resilient than before. So when life breaks you, do not despair. Instead, embrace it as a starting point, a moment of clarity that propels you into a future filled with purpose and promise. Brokenness is not the end. It is the beginning of something extraordinary. You have within you the strength to rise, to heal, and to become more than you ever thought possible. And that is a truth worth holding on to. Pain is one of life's greatest paradoxes. It is an experience we strive to avoid, yet it is often the very thing that shapes us, strengthens us, and clarifies our purpose. When pain enters our lives, it doesn't announce itself gently. It strikes hard, leaving us disoriented, questioning, and wondering why we have to endure such hardship. But if we take a moment to look beyond the surface of our suffering, we find that pain is not a meaningless affliction. It is a powerful teacher, a guide that leads us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the purpose for which we were created. Purpose is born in the depths of pain. It emerges not when everything is easy, but when life tests you, stretches you, and forces you to confront your limits. Pain has a way of stripping away distractions and revealing the essence of who you are. In those moments of discomfort, loss, or struggle, you are given the opportunity to see what truly matters. Pain refines your vision, clears your perspective, and shifts your focus from the trivial to the essential. It is in this process of refinement that you begin to uncover the purpose hidden within your suffering. When pain strikes, our natural instinct is to ask, why is this happening to me? But that question often leaves us stuck in a cycle of self-pity and frustration. Instead, the question should be, what is this pain trying to teach me? Pain is never without purpose. It comes with a lesson, an invitation to grow, and an opportunity to discover something about yourself that you may never have known otherwise. Every experience of pain carries within it the seed of transformation, and that seed, when nurtured, can blossom into a life of deeper meaning and fulfillment. Think about some of the most inspiring people in history. Many of them experienced profound pain before stepping into their purpose. Their stories are reminders that pain is not a barrier to greatness, it is often the pathway to it. Whether it is a mother who channels her grief into creating a foundation for others, an artist who transforms personal suffering into works of beauty, or a leader who uses their struggles to inspire change, the common thread is the ability to find purpose in pain. These individuals did not let their pain define them, they allowed it to refine and direct them. Pain also teaches us empathy. When you have walked through the valley of pain, you gain a unique ability to understand and connect with others who are suffering. Your pain becomes a bridge, a way to reach out and comfort those who are facing their own trials. This connection is a key part of purpose. It reminds us that our lives are not just about us, they are about how we can use our experiences to serve and uplift others. The pain you endure can become the platform from which you inspire and support someone else. It is important to understand that finding purpose in pain does not mean denying the difficulty of the experience. Pain hurts. It is raw, messy, and often overwhelming. But purpose is not about pretending the pain doesn't exist. It is about choosing to look beyond it. It is about refusing to let the pain be the end of your story and instead allowing it to be the chapter that propels you forward. Pain has the power to shape your character. It teaches patience, perseverance, and resilience. It forces you to dig deep and discover strengths you didn't know you had. These qualities are not developed in times of ease, they are forged in the fire of adversity. And as these qualities take root within you, they prepare you to step into your purpose with confidence and clarity. Sometimes pain reveals to you the things in your life that need to change. It challenges you to let go of what no longer serves you and to embrace new possibilities. It can be the catalyst for a new direction, a deeper commitment, or a greater sense of responsibility. The very thing you thought was meant to break you may actually be the thing that leads you to breakthrough. Life will always have moments of pain. That is a reality we cannot escape. But what we can choose is how we respond to it. Will we allow it to consume us, or will we choose to seek the purpose within it? The choice is ours. Pain is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of progress. It means you are growing, evolving, and moving towards something greater. So when pain comes, don't run from it. Embrace it as part of the journey. Look for the lesson, the growth, and the opportunity it brings. Trust that your pain is not wasted. It is shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for the purpose that lies ahead. What feels unbearable today may become the very thing that defines your legacy tomorrow. Pain is not the end, it is the starting point for a life of meaning, impact, and purpose. Life is full of challenges that test the very core of who we are. There are moments when the weight of circumstances feels unbearable, when the walls seem to close in, and when giving up appears to be the only option. Yet it is in these moments that resilience is born, not as a passive endurance, but as an active, transformative strength that propels us forward. Resilience is not merely about surviving, it is about thriving in the face of adversity. It is about recognizing that strength is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to rise despite it. When life throws its hardest challenges at you, it's tempting to think you are not strong enough to handle them. But the truth is that strength isn't something you discover when everything is easy. Strength is revealed when you are pressed, tested, and stretched beyond your limits. It is in the breaking that resilience begins to take root. Each obstacle you face and overcome adds to the foundation of your inner strength, proving to you time and again that you are capable of far more than you realize. Resilience is not about avoiding pain or hardship, it is about embracing it as part of the journey. Life will inevitably bring storms, but resilience allows you to stand firm even when the winds howl and the waves crash. It is the quiet determination to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel fear, doubt, or pain. It means you won't let those feelings stop you from continuing the journey. Consider the strength of a tree in a storm. Its branches may bend, its leaves may fall, and its trunk may sway, but its roots remain deeply grounded. It is the roots, the foundation that keep the tree standing. In the same way, resilience is built on the foundation of who you are at your core. It is built through your values, beliefs, and the lessons you've learned along the way. The deeper your roots, the stronger your ability to withstand life's storms. Resilience also teaches us the power of perspective. When challenges arise, it's easy to focus on what is going wrong, on what is lost or broken. But resilience shifts the focus. It asks, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this experience? It is this shift in perspective that transforms setbacks into stepping stones. Each failure becomes a lesson, each loss becomes an opportunity for renewal, and each struggle becomes a chance to discover untapped potential. Strength and resilience is not just about individual survival, it is also about community and connection. When you face difficulties, you realize the value of leaning on others and allowing others to lean on you. Resilience grows when we support one another, share our burdens, and celebrate our victories together. It is in these connections that we find renewed strength and inspiration to keep going. Resilience reminds us that we are never truly alone, even in our darkest moments. One of the most remarkable aspects of resilience is its ability to transform pain into purpose. The challenges you overcome often become the very thing that equips you to help others. Your resilience becomes a source of hope and encouragement for those walking similar paths. In this way, your strength multiplies. It not only sustains you, but also empowers those around you. The journey of resilience is not about perfection. It is about progress. There will be times when you stumble, times when you feel weak, and times when you doubt your ability to carry on. But resilience reminds you that it's okay to fall as long as you rise again. Each time you get back up, you are stronger than before. Each setback is a chance to recalibrate, refocus, and recommit to the journey. Resilience is a process. It is built one step at a time, one decision at a time, and one moment at a time. It grows as you face challenges and choose to confront them rather than avoid them. It strengthens as you embrace discomfort and push through fear. Resilience is not something you are born with, it is something you cultivate. And the more you cultivate it, the more unshakable your strength becomes. When life feels overwhelming, remember that resilience is your greatest asset. It is the force that keeps you moving forward when everything else seems to be pulling you back. It is the inner resolve that refuses to let challenges define you or determine your worth. Your strength is not measured by the absence of struggle, but by your ability to overcome it. So when life tests you, let it also teach you. When it breaks you, let it build you. And when it challenges you, let it change you. Strength and resilience is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It is about learning to stand tall in the midst of it. Each challenge you face is not an end, but a beginning, a chance to discover just how strong, capable, and resilient you truly are. Growth is one of the most profound processes in life, but it is rarely comfortable. It doesn't come wrapped in ease or predictability. Instead, it often emerges from moments of pain, disruption, and breaking. At first glance, breaking seems like destruction, like the end of something familiar or cherished. But when we look deeper, we realize that breaking is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the very process that makes growth possible, clearing the way for transformation and renewal. When a seed is planted in the ground, it does not grow by staying whole. It must break open, shedding its outer shell to allow the potential within to emerge. That breaking is not a failure of the seed, it is the fulfillment of its purpose. Similarly, when life brings moments that feel like breaking, whether through challenges, losses, or failures, it is creating the conditions for us to grow into something greater. Without the breaking, the growth cannot begin. Growth requires disruption. Comfort and familiarity, though reassuring, often keep us stagnant. They lull us into routines that limit our potential. Breaking forces us out of these patterns, pushing us to confront new realities and embrace change. While this process is rarely easy, it is necessary. It is through the breaking that we learn what we are capable of, and it is in the aftermath that we begin to rebuild ourselves into something stronger and more resilient. Breaking also teaches us humility. When everything is going well, it's easy to feel invincible, to believe that we have all the answers. But breaking reminds us of our humanity. It shows us that we are not immune to struggle and that we cannot always control our circumstances. This humility is not weakness, it is strength. It opens our hearts to learning, to seeking help, and to finding new ways forward. It is in the breaking that we discover a depth of character and wisdom that would otherwise remain hidden. Nature offers countless examples of breaking leading to growth. A caterpillar must break out of its cocoon to become a butterfly. The process is not gentle, it is a struggle, a fight to emerge from the confines of its former self. Yet it is through that very struggle that the butterfly's wings gain the strength needed to fly. Without the breaking, the transformation would never be complete. This same principle applies to our lives. The struggles we face are not obstacles to growth, they are the catalysts that make it possible. Breaking also reveals what truly matters. When the structures we've built, whether relationships, careers, or identities, are shaken, we are forced to reevaluate our priorities. What do we hold on to, and what do we let go of? Breaking strips away the superficial and leaves us with the essence of what is meaningful. It gives us the opportunity to realign with our values, to focus on what is truly important, and to let go of what no longer serves us. This process of breaking and growth is deeply personal, but it also connects us to others. When we share our experiences of breaking, we create space for connection and empathy. Our struggles become bridges, allowing us to relate to others on a deeper level. And in those connections, we find strength, inspiration, and the courage to keep moving forward. Breaking reminds us that we are not alone, that growth is a shared human experience. It's important to remember that breaking does not mean you are broken. The two are not the same. Breaking is a moment, a process, a turning point. It is a temporary state, not a permanent condition. And within that breaking lies the seed of something new, something more aligned with who you are meant to be. The pain you feel in the moment is not the end of your story, it is the soil from which your future will grow. Breaking leads to growth because it challenges you to rise above your circumstances. It pushes you to develop qualities like resilience, patience, and courage. It forces you to confront your fears and step into the unknown. And in doing so, it expands your capacity to dream, to achieve, and to become. Growth is not about avoiding the breaking, it is about embracing it as part of the journey. When you look back on your life, you will likely find that some of your greatest periods of growth came from moments of breaking. They were the times when you were stretched beyond your limits, when you faced difficulties you didn't think you could overcome. And yet those moments shaped you. They taught you lessons, built your character, and prepared you for the opportunities that followed. So when life brings breaking moments, don't despair. Instead, see them for what they are, opportunities for transformation. Trust that the breaking is not the end, but the beginning of something extraordinary. Embrace the process even when it is painful, and know that on the other side lies growth, strength, and a deeper understanding of who you are. Breaking leads to growth because it forces us to become more than we were before, and that is a journey worth taking. Life moves in seasons, each carrying its own unique challenges, joys, and lessons. Just as the earth cycles through spring, summer, autumn, and winter, so do we as individuals experience phases of growth, abundance, loss, and renewal. When you find yourself in a difficult season, it can feel endless, as though the cold will never give way to warmth or the darkness will never give way to light. But no matter how heavy the moment feels, it is essential to remember that every season is temporary. The hardships you face today are not your permanent reality, but a phase that will eventually pass, giving way to something new. When we are in a season of pain, loss, or uncertainty, it is easy to forget that change is inevitable. Time has a way of moving forward, no matter how still or stuck we may feel. Seasons remind us of this truth. Just as winter melts into spring, our lives are in constant motion, shifting and evolving even when it seems like nothing is happening. The difficulty lies in trusting this process, in believing that the cold winds of the present moment will one day give way to the warmth of renewal and hope. The temporary nature of life's seasons doesn't diminish their significance. Each season, no matter how challenging, serves a purpose. The trials of today are often the preparation for the triumphs of tomorrow. They shape us, teach us, and build within us the resilience and wisdom we need for the road ahead. It is in the temporary seasons of struggle that we discover our strength and refine our character. These seasons are not without meaning, they are the catalyst for growth. Consider the trees in autumn. As the leaves fall, it may seem as though the tree is losing something vital. Yet this shedding is necessary. It is not the end of the tree's life, but a temporary phase that prepares it for the stillness of winter and the renewal of spring. In the same way, the seasons of loss or difficulty in our lives are not about destruction, they are about making room for new growth. The things we let go of during these times, whether by choice or by circumstance, often create space for something better to take root. It is important to recognize that while a difficult season is temporary, how we navigate it can have a lasting impact. When we resist the challenges of a season, we may prolong our suffering or miss the lessons it offers. But when we accept the season for what it is, a temporary phase, we open ourselves to growth and transformation. This doesn't mean we ignore the pain or pretend it isn't real. It means we face it with the understanding that it is part of a larger journey, one that is leading us towards something greater. Temporary seasons also teach us the value of patience. In a world that often demands instant results and immediate gratification, seasons remind us that some things take time. Growth cannot be rushed and healing cannot be forced. Just as we cannot will the snow to melt faster or the flowers to bloom sooner, we cannot rush the process of transformation in our own lives. Patience allows us to endure the difficult moments with grace, knowing that they are not the end but a necessary part of the journey. These seasons also deepen our appreciation for the good times. When you have endured a harsh winter, the warmth of spring feels even more precious. The contrast between the seasons allows us to experience life more fully, to savor the moments of joy and abundance because we know what it feels like to go without them. Temporary seasons teach us gratitude, not just for the easy times, but for the strength and resilience we gain in the hard ones. Life's temporary seasons remind us to stay grounded in hope. Hope is the belief that better days are ahead, that the current struggle will not last forever. It is the light that carries us through the darkest nights and the anchor that keeps us steady in the fiercest storms. Hope doesn't deny the difficulty of the present moment. It simply reminds us that the story isn't over. When you find yourself in a difficult season, it's important to hold on to this perspective. Look to the examples around you in nature, in history, and in your own life. How many times have you thought a challenge would break you, only to find yourself standing stronger on the other side? How many winters have given way to spring, and how many endings have led to new beginnings? The temporary nature of life's seasons is both a comfort and a challenge. It comforts us by reminding us that no matter how hard things feel right now, they will not last forever. And it challenges us to embrace each season fully, to find the purpose in the pain, the lessons in the struggle, and the beauty in the change. No matter the season you are in, trust that it is not your final destination. It is a step along the journey, a piece of a larger puzzle that is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. The seasons come and go, but their impact remains, preparing you for the opportunities and blessings that lie ahead. When life knocks you down, it can feel like the world has crumbled around you. Plans unravel, dreams feel shattered, and the path forward seems obscured by the weight of disappointment or loss. In such moments, it is tempting to dwell on what has been lost, to focus on the rubble left behind. But the real power lies not in lamenting what has fallen, but in choosing to rebuild. Focusing on rebuilding is not just a way to move forward, it is a declaration that setbacks are not the end of your story. Rebuilding begins with acceptance. You cannot rebuild what you refuse to acknowledge. Facing the reality of what has happened, no matter how painful, is the first step toward moving forward. It's natural to feel grief, anger, or frustration in the wake of loss, but those emotions, if held on to for too long, can keep you stuck. Acceptance is not about pretending everything is fine or minimizing your pain. It's about recognizing the truth of your situation and deciding to take action despite it. Rebuilding is an act of courage, a refusal to let circumstances define your future. One of the most empowering aspects of rebuilding is that it gives you a chance to start fresh. While the loss may feel overwhelming, it also clears the way for something new to emerge. The pieces you pick up and the way you arrange them can reflect a deeper understanding of who you are and what you truly value. In rebuilding, you're not simply trying to recreate what was lost, you're creating something stronger, more intentional, and more aligned with the person you've become. Rebuilding requires focus. It's easy to be distracted by the enormity of the task or the echoes of what once was. But focusing on rebuilding means concentrating on what you can do today in this moment to move forward. It's about setting small, achievable goals and celebrating each step of progress. You don't rebuild a house overnight, and you won't rebuild your life in an instant. But brick by brick, choice by choice by choice, you can construct something meaningful. The process of rebuilding also teaches resilience. Every time you face a challenge in the process and overcome it, you grow stronger. Each obstacle becomes an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to discover new strengths within yourself. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulty, it's about facing it head on and coming out the other side more capable than before. Rebuilding may test you, but it also refines you, shaping you into someone who can handle future challenges with greater confidence and grace. Rebuilding is not a solitary journey. While the choice to rebuild must come from within, the process often involves the support of others. Whether it's family, friends, mentors, or a broader community, leaning on those who care about you can provide encouragement and perspective when the road feels long. Their support reminds you that you don't have to carry the burden alone. Rebuilding is a testament to the strength of human connection. It's a reminder that even when life feels broken, there are people willing to help you pick up the pieces. The act of rebuilding also shifts your perspective. What once felt like a catastrophic loss can become the foundation for something greater. The brokenness that seemed insurmountable starts to take shape as a story of perseverance and triumph. Rebuilding doesn't erase the pain of what was lost, but it transforms that pain into purpose. It turns setbacks into stepping stones, showing you that growth often comes from the most difficult experiences. Rebuilding requires patience. There will be moments when progress feels slow, when you question whether the effort is worth it, and when the enormity of the task feels overwhelming. But rebuilding is not about speed, it's about steady, consistent effort. It's about understanding that every small action you take contributes to the larger picture. Patience allows you to appreciate the process, knowing that each step forward brings you closer to a new beginning. As you rebuild, you begin to see that the process itself is a form of healing. The act of creating something new out of what was broken gives you a sense of agency and control. It reminds you that while you cannot always choose what happens to you, you can choose how you respond. Rebuilding is a way of reclaiming your power, of asserting that your story is not over just because a chapter has ended. Focusing on rebuilding means embracing the possibility of transformation. It's about believing that what lies ahead can be even better than what was left behind. It's a reminder that every ending holds within it the seed of a new beginning. Rebuilding is not just about recovery, it's about growth, renewal, and stepping into a future shaped by hope and determination. No matter how difficult the starting point, the choice to rebuild is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. It is a declaration that you are more than your losses and that your future is worth fighting for. Rebuilding is not an easy path, but it is a powerful one. It is the path of resilience, courage, and unwavering hope. And in choosing to walk it, you prove that even in the face of life's greatest challenges, you can rise again.